big fan and highly suggest you use your bolster. Basic starting point, if you just need to be told where to go, is bolster behind the backs of the knees and blanket over your abdomen. Okay. And then if anything else is calling to you, of course, feel free to take that variation and modify as you need. So I want to welcome you here. Thank you so much for being here. It's wonderful to have you all. Happy Monday, happy yoga time. And let's just take an opportunity to kind of settle in. So I had this experience recently that I think it's probably appropriate to share. I was telling Michelle at the desk, and then Jody walked in and was like, I need this so bad. I need to just let go. And so I'm going to share this story with you because I think it's, I don't know, I think it speaks to the power of letting go. So, you know, I'm not quite sure where to start, but letting go is an easy thing to say. And it's an easy thing to have the intention to do. And I think it's a not always an easy thing to do. And I know for my own self, like I can go, and be like, yeah, I'm letting go. It's good, it's fine. And then there comes like usually a moment where I'm like smacked over the face with like, no, you really need to let go, right? You really need to stop and like really just let some stuff release. And it happened like a couple weekends ago. And my family was super sweet. I was teaching all weekend here, and I ended up going home, and my family had drawn me a bath. And I laid in the bath, and I was like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing ever. Like, I don't really take baths in the summertime. It's a little warm for a bath in the summertime. But I just let myself be held. And it dawned on me, like the next day I felt like a whole new person. And I was like, I think I need to spend more time in the water. Like, I think I need some water. So you seek out that element a little bit more. So I booked a trip to the spa. I go to this, well, I've been a couple times to this Havana spa. Maybe some of you know. Mm-hmm. And there's like 3 different pools of water. There's a steam sauna, a dry sauna. Like, you should totally check it out if you're into spas. You should check it out if you're not into spas. And I went in with this intention of really like letting go. Like, I'm going to continue this whole journey of just releasing it into the water. And I'm going to be honest, there wasn't like a thing that I was like, I have to let go of this, and this. There was not a list. I'm not really sure what I was even looking to let go of. And what I did was just let myself be in the water and kind of try to put all of the responsibilities off, all of the shoulds, all of my lists of things. It was like for just those couple of hours, I like walled off the world and let myself be where I was. And lo and behold, you know, I also scheduled a foot massage. And this man ended up giving me much more. He started like working on my leg, and back, and shoulders. I just kind of tried to let myself like go as much as possible, just follow, right? Let this guy do his thing. And then afterward, I went and I sat. They have a mud room there. They also have a crystal room there. laid in the mudroom and I took a supine twist and my back like kind of cracked. And I haven't felt the same since. Like something shifted. And I told this story on Sunday at the end of class, and it's interesting what has, like how I've been kind of absorbing all of that. Because I'll be honest, I'm not sure exactly what changed. But I know that in the yoga practice, we talk a lot about how things that manifest in the physical body first start in the energetic body. And the things that, you that are presenting themselves in the physical realm, you can look back into and kind of heal in an energetic realm, but they have to work themselves out also. So I've always thought of like the things that happen in your physical body or like the last stage of healing, if you will. And I also think that we don't get to choose when those things shift and change for us. But that they change when the timing is right. Almost like when the stars align and when things in our lives align, when we learn enough or we learn the lesson, then things start to shift and change. And I also don't think it's just one thing. I think everything, is interconnected and everything has a purpose in some way. And I think we can get really cerebral about what that is and seek out like, what do the planets say? And what do my cards say? And what does the psychic say? I guess one of the things that I've learned along the way is that I can do all of that and it's not bad or wrong. And oftentimes it's helpful. But that I ultimately have no control over when that's going to click and change either. And so one of the ways that I've just learned to deal with all those things that happen is to just allow as much as I can, to like let go as much as I can, and to, let this bigger force kind of guide the way and just be kind of here for whatever it is. So just begin here to deepen your exhale. Just start to really like kind of sink in to your body and into the earth. And let yourself be held like as much as possible. Sometimes I think we can look for, I want to be held in this certain way by this certain person. Or I want this to show up at this time, in this fashion. And I totally get that. Yeah. If you'll take a moment just to feel yourself held here and now, the supports that your body is on, the weight of the blanket on your abdomen, the weight of your body on the earth. And maybe there just flows a remembrance that you are being held, and that it's okay to let go. And just let your jaw relax also. Let your jaw move around a little bit. Exhale through your mouth. What a perfect time of year to practice this very idea of letting go a little bit more, of the timing of it, right? Each one of these plants and trees will release its leaves when it's ready. Some of them don't release them until spring and the new bud comes out. So there's not like, I have to let it go by now, or by next week it has to be gone. It's not necessarily not going to work like that. Just begin now to move a little bit your fingers and your toes, but keep as best you can the quality of softness and just releasing. Even as you start to reawaken, you rotate the wrists and the ankles. And then when you're ready, extend your arms up and overhead, just really sweetly. And as you exhale, just relax. And take another breath in and kind of lengthen out of the waist. And as you exhale, bring your hands to the third eye center. And just take a moment to kind of clear the mind. Letting go of everything that has already happened or anything yet to come. And then just call forth that which you are wanting to align with. The real, kind of essence of whatever that is. Not the specifics and particularities around it, but the very center of it. Peace or joy or abundance or whatever. And allow these greater forces to just work out all the how and why. Just see or sense yourself in that which you intend. Like fully peaceful and fully abundant and whatever the intention is. Kind of even visualize what things look like or how it feels, and then let go of it having to come at a particular time in a particular way. Drop your awareness into the heart space, your hands will follow. And take a moment to simply give thanks to the forces that are swirling around all the time, our spirit guides and angels. I think so much of The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho's Alchemist, where you intend and then the whole universe conspires, right? But it takes a minute. Things have to work out in other people's lives. And so from here, we give thanks to the forces that organize these things, but also to the people that we hold in our hearts, so those that we are carrying with us, to those our hearts go out to those who are struggling, who are suffering. In this way, it's like the heart is wrapped around everyone within our own hearts. Just a moment, like pure love. Right? And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just release your hands down to the legs, like right at the hip joint. And just rub the hands along the hips a little bit. Kind of rub the little bones of your hips, maybe even the outside of the hip a little bit. And then just rest your hands right here on like the thigh and hip and pelvis attachment, or like joint. Breathe in and out. Feel the weight of the hips on the earth. And then slowly bend your knees and slide your hands up towards your knees, placing your feet on your bolster. Then gently just press your hands to the top of the thigh bone, like up by your hip joint. And then you can just gently sway your knees from right to left. And then just hold and push equally into the thighs, the legs. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale through your mouth. Do that again. Take a nice deep breath in. Fill up all the way, hold the breath, and exhale through your mouth. And one more time, just like that. Inhale completely. Hold. And exhale. Good. And then bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a little squeeze. Again, you can rock from side to side or rotate in a circle a couple times one way, a couple times the other. And then extend both legs to the ceiling here and reach your arms back and up and overhead to the floor behind you. Flex your feet, your toes, and rotate your ankles around a couple times one way, a couple times the other. So the sutras talk about non-attachment. This is a little bit how I think about letting go. Kick up through your heels on your inhale, and as you exhale, point your toes to the sky. Do that again. Inhale, kick through your heels. Keep reaching through your arms, and as you exhale, point your toes. Do that one more time. Inhale, flex the feet, spread the toes, and exhale, point the toes to the ceiling. And then kick up through your heels on your inhale, reach through your arms. As you exhale, lower your arms down. Keep your feet up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, bend your knees. Release your arms out to the sides and drop the knees over to the right. Just gaze to the left. Breathe in and out. Anyway, the way that Patanjali talks about non-attachment in the Yoga Sutras is coupled with practice. He says one of the ways that we still the mind is through practice and non-attachment. The whole of the sutras is really about stilling the mind. Bring your knees back to center on your inhale, and exhale, drop them over to the left. And non-attachment is this idea that we let go. Here we are, letting go. And remain detached about something, right? The thoughts in the mind, the way the mind functions, the intention, if you will. Inhale, bring your knees back to center, and exhale, hug the knees to the chest. And then roll all the way over to one side. Use your upper arm as a little pillow for your head, the opposite hand to the floor in front of your heart. And then take another inhale, and as you exhale, press the floor and come up to a seated position. And you can kind of just scooch the bolster from, out of the way, or sit up on it, or whatever. Place the hands to the tops of the knees, and then sit up nice and tall, and let your eyes gently close. Your shoulders relax back and down. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yeah, do that again. Inhale and fill up all the way. And lift your shoulders as you feel your breath. Lift your shoulders towards your ears. Hold. And then exhale through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop down toward the floor. Do that one more time. Inhale, fill up. Shrug your shoulders up. Hold. And then exhale everything out. Let your shoulders relax down. Now take an inhale breath here. Reach tall through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, drop an ear to a shoulder. And then just pause there for a moment and feel free to move your head a little bit forward and back. So non-attachment is one of the ways that we help to steady the mind. And it is one of our practices. Drop the chin to the chest and move your head from side to side. In the same area of the Yoga Sutras, he then goes on to talk about the kleshas, or the obstacles on our spiritual journey. Take another inhale and another exhale. And then inhale the opposite ear to opposite shoulder and just pause. Hold your breath there. Let your shoulders relax back and down. One of the obstacles on our spiritual journey is the ego, or how we identify with things. Take another breath in, then exhale, drop the head back, the throat open. So there's always an identity, like something that we are working to prop up in some way, shape, or form. Rotate your head now around in a full circle one way. And whether we know it or not, or whether we're aware that that's what's happening, at least the Yoga Sutras say that's exactly what's happening, right? We're propping up an identity one way or another. And so the kleshas, rotate your head the opposite way, are first that we forget that we're beings of the divine. Or second, this ego that we identify with something other than divine being. And then attachment and aversion, that we draw forth that which props up this identity and push away that which doesn't. Bring your head up to center, inhale and exhale. And then just rotate your shoulders around a few times. Anyway, the very last klesha is the klesha of fear, really. It's translated in the Yoga Sutras as clinging to life. Let your shoulders relax back and down. Then inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Reach up nice and tall. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Interlace your fingers now. Press your palms forward. Extend your arms. As you exhale, round your back. Inhale, lift the arms to the ceiling. Reach up tall. Exhale and lower your hands down. Good. Do that again. Inhale, scoop up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward. And as you exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale and lower the hands down. Let's do it one more time, just like that. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Interlace your fingers, press palms forward, extend the arms. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the arms to the ceiling. And as you exhale, lower both hands down. Good. Extend your legs now wide out to the side. You might grab your blocks and your bolster for this, or just your blocks. Okay. If you want to set up your bolster here, it's a nice little shelf, or it can become a nice little shelf for your arms, your upper body. We're just going to extend the legs as far as feels comfortable. You don't have to go crazy here, okay? First and foremost, let's just slide one hand down toward an ankle and then the other. And imagine like kind of letting go down the river of the legs, through the feet. You might even kind of brush whatever it is away from your body, right? But we're also drawing in. And so letting go is just one piece, right? We're also holding on and gathering. And now it becomes really, what am I holding on to and what am I gathering? Take another inhale and another exhale. And then come up to center, inhale, place your hands onto the bolster or blocks in front of you, and then we'll just fold forward from here. Anyway, so what we're interfacing with when we let go, and why it's so hard, is because we're interfacing with the part of ourselves that's fearful of what's going to happen if I let that go. What will I be and how will I identify if I'm not identified by this one thing? Whether we like being identified with it or not. Those preferences will help aid the release, right? If you don't want to identify with that, it's going to be easier to let it go than something that you're accustomed to or comfortable with or like. Right? So use your exhales here, and let your exhales kind of guide you a little deeper into the space in your body. Maybe over the props. And feel like the release through the soles of your feet. I don't know, to me, the letting go is a real subtle act. And requires trust. That you know you're going to be held. That you know it's going to be okay. That whatever you let it go, what comes in will be better. right? And I think that's what kind of underlies the fear. Well, how do I know it's going to be better than what I already have? This is how Patanjali talks about like the clinging to life, or why he says, uses clinging to life. It's because we make this really giant assumption that not being in this body is going to be worse than being in this body. But like, what if it's better? And that kind of, even just that little moment of a thought might help to aid the releasing, right? Like, oh, okay, well, it might actually be better, whatever I let go. Take another inhale and one more exhale here. And then come back up to seated as you breathe in. And just pause. Okay, take your block bolsters just out from in front of you. And then we're going to shift over onto the left hip. So you're going to bend both knees. Lean over onto the hip. I'm going to take my blocks with me. I'm going to put my legs in 90 degrees. So 90 degrees at the ankles, the knees, and the hips. So I'm sorry, I said left and then I went to the left. So yeah, to the left, your left, my right. Okay, 90. We're going to do this by taking an inhale. You'll lift your heart and the chest will come over your thigh. And then as you exhale, you're just going to fold forward over your leg. So you want the torso to fold over the thigh. Then come back up on your inhale. And as you exhale, do it again. Okay, we're just going to kind of massage the internal organs a little bit as you pull up, lift into the heart. And then exhale and fold forward over your leg and flex your feet. Good. Do that one more time. Inhale to lift up and then exhale, come onto the elbows and rest. Maybe onto the blocks. And again, you can adjust their height. You could even remove the blocks all the way if you want. Sometimes they're nice just to stay as you move through the stages. Okay, now breathe in, lift open the front of the chest. And as you exhale, find a little twist in the spine, a descent in the right side ribs, but a lift in the left side. And then let your upper body just fold forward, supported by your leg. And just breathe in and out here. I know that the topic, where I can understand that the topic of letting go sometimes can lead us to think that we have to let go of everything all the time. Or that anything that is bothering you or anything that comes up, the solution is, well, just let it go, right? Which is kind of simplistic for some things. And somewhat flippant, I think. We just want to be clear on the journey that the letting go is really, I think, more closely connected to non-attachment than anything. This willingness to soften the reins, to loosen up internally. To allow the universe and these forces some space to do their work. Just take one more breath in. And one more breath out. And then inhale, gently press the floor away. Come back up onto the sitting bones. Bring your hands behind you and to point the knees up towards the sky. And then we're just going to wave the feet from side to side, or knees from side to side. Okay, take one more inhale and one more exhale. And let's move to the right side. So grab your supports and we'll take them over to the right, coming onto the right hip. The inside of the left knee draws down to the ground. Check in with your knees and ankles, knees and hips. And then the torso folds over the side. Take an inhale and exhale, you'll fold down. And then we'll lift back up. So let's just kind of move ourselves into it here. Inhale and exhale, come down over the thigh. Good, a couple more times. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist as you fold. And one more time, inhale to lift up. And then exhale down onto the elbows. Or remember, you can move the height of the blocks, or even come down onto the ground. I think this is really what our props can be helpful for, right? Is to help us let go, to help us not attach, so that something has to look one way or another, has to be one way or the other. But I can use this time to be in my body and move how my body is being called to move. It might give just a little lift on your inhale, just so that you can readjust. Now maybe lifting the right ribs and descending the left ribs down. Yeah, and then fold forward. I encourage you to check in with your jaw. Your jaw is soft. You might even move your jaw around a little bit. Let your tongue peel from the roof of the mouth. And then notice how the release in your jaw kind of travels down your neck and your shoulders. And imagine the weight that you might carry on your shoulders just kind of dripping off your arms, running down through the hands and the fingers. And we'll stay for 3 more breaths. If there's any place you might be able to soften a little bit more or adjust in any way, please feel free to. And let's take one more inhale and one more exhale. And then inhale, gently come back up onto the sitting bones, right? Knees up towards the sky. And let's once again just wave the knees from side to side. With your hands behind you, lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Let your head kind of drop back behind you. And then just pause here, your knees in center. Your hands behind you, roll the shoulders onto the back and lift open the heart. Now extend the legs straight. Flex through your feet, take an inhale, lift the heart. One more exhale to stay. Maybe even bend your elbows. Good, and then come up to seated. We'll sweep the feet over to one side. Let's come onto the hands and the knees. So even though we're still moving, right, we can still be soft and let things go. You know, that's not always an easy thing. Sometimes we start moving and the brain starts going and the nervous system ramps up and then it's like go time again. Right? But here's another thing we practice is how we can stay soft and sweet, but also engaged. Right? Shift your hips just gently from side to side. And the next time the hips drop over to the right, just hold them there and kind of let them drop toward the floor. And then inhale through center and exhale, take them to the other side. And then pause here, just stay, breathe in and out. Good, inhale, come back to center, bring your knees as wide as your mat, your big toes together, and then stretch your hips back over your heels, child's pose. Flip your palms now open towards the sky. Just take a moment to offer something up. I am willing to release. I'm willing to be supported. I deserve that. I'm worthy of that. Maybe I release the need to figure everything out or to solve all the problems or to be the one with all the answers. I recognize that I am a vehicle. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Good. Inhale, come back up onto the hands and the knees. Bring your knees underneath your hips again. And then extend the right leg back behind you. And just plant the ball of the foot to the floor and pulse back through your heel. Just kind of release into the soles of the feet, imagining now, just like releasing from the heart through the hands, that we release from the body through the soles of the feet. And then lift your foot up, take it out to the side, and turn your toes forward. Ground the sole of the foot to the floor. Take an inhale, walk your hands forward, and come onto your elbows. But once again, there's blocks here. Now get yourself some space. You might even inch your elbows forward a little bit more. You want to keep your hips and knee in line, and your right foot more or less in line with your left knee. Good. Yeah, and then maybe lift and spread the toes of your right foot. And as you plant the toes down onto the ground, root through the pinky toe side of your foot. And take a breath in and a breath out. I'll tell you, it had been years since I'd been to the spa. And so that's what I'm talking about in terms of divine timing, like what it was that brought that back into my awareness, what it was that made me call and like make a day to do that. I don't know. I think those forces move through us all the time. And I think it's our intuition. Take another breath in and another breath out. Inhale and come back up onto your hands, and exhale and pause. You're going to extend the right leg behind you, and now you're going to stack your right hip on top of the left. Turn your toes to the yellow wall. And then place your foot down onto the ground, pointing your left toe back toward the arch of your right foot. And then bring your right hand onto your hip and turn your shoulders and hips out towards the side of the room. Breathe in. Now, one of the things I hear in teacher training so much is that people don't know that they don't really buy their intuition. They're like, not really very intuitive. And I can tell you that everyone who walks through is highly intuitive. And so much so that I just have this belief that we're all highly intuitive, right? I don't think it's isolated to a few people. Yeah, you can lift your right arm to the sky and stretch it overhead. Just a few more breaths here. I think our minds are just so full of all this other stuff that we don't know our intuition when it's there. And so less it is about having intuition, and more it is about opening up to it, right? Take another breath in, another breath out. Lift the right arm to the sky. On your inhale, place your right hand down, your right knee down, and then extend the left leg back behind you. Start with the ball of the foot on the floor and pulse back through your heel a few times. And breathe in and out. Sometimes those belief patterns are so ingrained that it's hard for us to go anywhere else unless that belief pattern shifts. Now just hold and push back through your foot. Take an inhale and exhale. And just one more breath in and one more breath out, and then pick your foot up, take it out to the side. Align the arch of the foot more or less with your knee. And then when you're ready, walk your hands forward on your inhale, and exhales, come down to your elbows. And then remember, you want to align the arch of your foot more or less with your right knee. You might lift and spread the left toes from the floor and plant them purposefully into the earth. Breathe in and out. And then check back in with your jaw, right? Move the jaw around, let your tongue relax, soften your eyes. So there may be some work first on the belief pattern level, right? Like I'm worthy of letting this go, worthy of discovering what would happen if I released it, whatever it might be. Which is, of course, a practice, not something that you can just snap your fingers and make happen, but happens over time. Sometimes, some things I think you can snap your fingers and they happen quickly. And I think more often it takes a little bit more time. Take one more inhale breath here and one more exhale. And then back up onto the hands as you breathe in. Exhale and pause. You'll extend the left leg back behind you, but now turn your toes towards this teal wall over here. Place your foot down onto the ground, pointing your right toe back toward the arch of the left foot. And then left hand onto the hip. Then you just turn out to face the side. Take an inhale and exhale. You can kickstand your foot back behind you for a little bit more balance. Good, and then when you're ready, if you like, extend the left arm to the ceiling and stretch it overhead. Just breathe in. And then notice how, like, it's work, right, to hold yourself someplace. And now see if you can just kind of soften it and relax and let the structure support you. So without having to effort at creating the structure, keeping the structure, let the structure be held, constantly reaffirmed, and yet also soften around it. Just one more breath in and one more deep breath out. Maybe allow your head to relax down. And inhale the left arm to the sky. As you exhale, set it onto the floor. Come back down onto your knees, hands and knees. And now drop the belly, lift the gaze. Inhale, open the front of the heart. As you exhale, round the spine and push the floor away. Good. Again, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale and round the back. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift, open the heart, lift the sitting bones. Exhale and round the back. Scoop sitting bones, tail and under. Good. Inhale to neutral spine. And then exhale, extend both legs back. Come into plank pose for just a moment. And then lift your hips to the ceiling and exhale back into downward facing dog pose. And just pause and bend your knees one at a time. Breathe deep. All the way down to the base of the lungs on your inhale. Let your exhale draw your navel in, soften the knees just a little bit more. Take another inhale breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly and sweetly walk the feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Take a number of steps to get up there. Don't rush. Hands to shins, then lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Breathe into the front of the heart as you exhale, fold forward over both legs. Let your head relax. Do it again, halfway lift, inhale. Broaden the collarbones as you exhale, fold forward. And then one more time, inhale, fill up. Hold the breath just a bit at the top, gaze for the floor. Then exhale, fold over both legs. Just relax. Start to sway the upper body, like across the top of the mat. Hands can just kind of glide from right to left. Could eventually, or maybe if you feel called, grab opposite elbow. And just explore here a little bit. You can widen your stance. You can lift and spread your toes. You can bend your knees. Just really allow your upper body to soften toward the floor. Your head relaxes. And then let everything come to stillness at some point in time. Take an inhale up through the backs of the legs. As you exhale, surrender, fold forward just a little further. And then release your hands, bend your knees, and slowly round your spine all the way to standing. Feel free to walk your hands up your legs and come all the way to standing. And then inhale and exhale, roll the shoulders around a little bit. Take an inhale and exhale. Now widen your stance just a little wider than your hips, maybe mat width, maybe even further than mat width. Okay, we're going to take an inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to the tops of the thighs here. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift your gaze, and as you exhale, bend your knees, slide your hands down towards the knees as your tailbone draws behind you. And then inhale, scoop all the way back up to standing. So imagine the spine like a wave. As you exhale, drop down from the navel. The hips move back, the heart last, really head last, and then inhale to come all the way back up again. Okay, now let's add the arms. As your hands relax down towards the floor, you're going to scoop from the earth. Inhale it up through center line, and as you exhale, you're going to fold forward again. Just now drop the arms all the way around to the sides. And then scoop up and through center on your inhale. The spine may change its like undulations, right? Just a little bit to account for where the arms go. Inhale, lift them up, and exhale all the way around. Imagine kind of cleansing the space around you. Inhale through center, and exhale to the sides, to the front, behind you. Come up one more time on your inhale, sweeping through center, and then exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Stay here now. Take an inhale, straighten the legs.
And as you exhale again, fold. Good. Come back up to standing. Just kind of scoop through center. Inhale. Lift the arms up and overhead and exhale. Stay here. Arms nice and wide. Good. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Grab your left wrist and stretch to the side as you exhale. I know feet are still wide. That's okay. Get a little bend to the knees. Take another inhale and another exhale. And then inhale to center. Switch the hands and exhale to the opposite side. Stay rooted through the feet. Take another inhale through the heart. One more exhale. And then inhale to center. On your exhale, bring your hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders on the back. Lift the chest. Exhale, lean back. Your hips stretch forward ever so slightly. And then pull the navel in. Take another inhale into your heart. One more exhale. Inhale and come up to center. As you exhale, relax the arms down. Shake out your arms. Give a shake through both legs. And bring your feet back to hip width. Okay. Lift and spread your toes. Shift your weight a bit forward and back. Inhale and exhale. Now stand tall and shift the weight into the left foot. Bring your right foot up into tree pose. So above or below your knee, toe to floor, heel to ankle, right hands to heart. And breathe in and breathe out. Feel free if you like to extend the arms towards the sky. You could take your hands wide out to the sides or even interlace them and press the palms together above the crown. And breathe in and out. Relax the eyes and soften your jaw. Take an inhale. One more exhale. Lower the hands down, release your foot to the floor. Again, shake it out. And then let's do the other side. Okay. Remember that balance is here, whether it's exemplified in tree pose or not. And then it might just take a different variation. Your toe to the floor, your heel to the calf. When you're ready, maybe the arms to the ceiling, or maybe they stay just right here at your heart. Wherever you go, remember what we're looking for here in this posture is not necessarily that most expansive place, but the balance place between staying connected to center and expanding away. So even if that is energetically down into the floor or up and overhead or out to the side, I'm going to tap into that. Take another inhale here. And as you exhale, release your hands back down through the heart. Release your foot to the floor. Relax your arms and shake them out again. Good. Come up to the top of the mat. Take an inhale. Lift both arms to the ceiling. And as you exhale, fold forward. Stretch out and down through your spine. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and step back into downward facing dog pose. Just kind of pedal out your legs a little bit. Stretch one heel and then the other to the floor. Take a breath in, a breath out. Hold the posture. One more inhale here and one more exhale. And then inhale, come forward into a plank pose. And as you exhale, lower yourself all the way to the floor. Maybe drop knees, bend your elbows, lower your chest and your. When you get to the floor, stack your hands, rest your forehead to your hands, and just relax here. Feel free to wiggle your hips gently from side to side, and bend your knees and drop your feet from side to side. And then just extend your legs and relax. Soften the shoulders, relax your jaw. Take a moment with your forehead resting on your hands just to remember your intention. Take another breath in. One more deep breath out. And then inhale before we leave our bellies, lift the head up and bring your hands back by your low ribs. Okay, so lift your shoulders and hug your elbows in, but relax your legs, the tops of the toes to the floor. Now, keeping your legs relaxed, take an inhale and lift your chest away from the floor. Cobra pose. As you exhale, lower down to the ground. Try and keep your knees rooted to the floor as you lift your heart up. Inhale into Cobra. Good. Exhale and lower down. Very nice, you guys. Again, inhale, lift up for Cobra pose. Exhale and lower to the floor. We're going to do it twice more. Inhale, root the heel of the hand. Hug your elbows in towards the side of the body. Exhale and lower to the floor. Relax the legs. Knees are heavy, right? Inhale one more time. Lift the heart. Lift the chest. Then exhale, lower to the floor. Good. Bring your arms by your sides and turn your head to one side and breathe in and breathe out. Sometimes what I've found too is that, letting go is easy. But so is picking it back up again. Right? Turn your head to the other side. And so it's like, yeah, I can let it go. And then eventually, like, the scene changes, right? I step off my mat or I get out of the spa or whatever it might be. And it's so tempting just to pick it right back up again. And so how do we sustain that place of release? Just flip over right where you are onto your backs, if you will. So just sunny side up. Part of that is, being really present with yourself, like all the time, which is another one of the Yoga Sutras. About practicing letting go and practicing non-attachment all the time. Bring your knees back into your chest. Take an inhale and exhale, a nice little squeeze. Then take your knees out to the sides and grab the soles of the feet or the outside of the ankles. Dead bug pose. Just kind of rock from side to side. There's also a degree of getting used to a new normal, if you will. Now just hold and center, take an inhale and exhale. And if you like, you can extend your legs straight now. Maybe you grab the backs of the knees or the ankles. Maybe your hands can stay on your feet. Either way, take your legs wide out to the side and flex through your feet. Kick through your heels, take an inhale, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders and reach through the soles of your feet out to the side as far as you can. Yeah, Upavista Konasana. Legs are wide to the side. Good. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Now bend your knees and bring your feet together. So the soles of the feet touch together. Okay, wrap your hands around the pinky toe side of your feet. And just kind of rock from side to side here. There's not a whole lot of movement. You might press your elbows to the upper inner thighs. Then you're going to pull the feet in. Come to center and pull your feet toward you as you gently press your elbows into the inner thighs, the knees, the groins, inner shins. And then bring your knees all the way together. Take an inhale and exhale. Squeeze in. And then release your legs down onto the ground. And we'll come into our final posture of Shavasana. And you can set yourself up as you did at the beginning of practice. Unless there's another variation that's calling to you or any other adjustments that you would like to make. We'll go ahead and let the whole body relax on the floor. So here's the, kind of the settling in, if you will. The moment that we really require, I think, to let things settle in their new spot. It's almost like the beginning of the process yet again. But we have to be right where we are with whatever the process is and whatever kind of positioning within the process that we find ourselves. And so once again, I encourage you to just let go as much as you can.
Move your attention to the spaces between your thoughts. And let yourself just kind of melt into the oneness. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled, from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. It is impossible in existence to go back. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. Gate, gate, paragate, parasangate, bodhiswaha. 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 Please begin to bring awareness back to your physical body. Start to gently move the fingers and toes. Sweetly allow your breath to deepen. You can extend the arms up and overhead. Just reach all the way from fingers to toes. And then bring the knees to the chest and give yourself a great big hug. You can roll to the right or the left, and when you're ready, we'll come up to a comfortable seat. So the poem I read to you in Shavasana is a poem by Khalil Gibran, and it's called Fear. And I'll read it to you one more time. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems no more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. So just take a moment to notice your breath and simply watch as it breathes in and out. Notice how it breathes your body. And courageously let go of the mind, just allowing it to become expansive and quiet. Imagine the thoughts just passing like clouds in the sky. Ever focused beyond thought, the place of deep intuition, of deep knowing. And then allow the intention to just kind of be seen or felt or experienced here in the space of the mind. Remember the prayer at your heart, just kind of floating, resonating in the space of the heart. And then bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And take a moment to just give thanks. It may be hard, right, in times to give thanks. But we remember through this practice that there is so much abundance and so much to be grateful for and so much that we have right here. So much that the present moment is offering. We'll seal our practice with the chant of Om, but first take a deep breath in to fill up all the way. Hold the breath. Exhale it all out. Inhale for Om. As you exhale, bow the chin in. Honor the love and compassion that lies in your heart and the hearts of all beings. The teacher that guides our way. You know the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Hari Om. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Take good care, okay? And keep letting go. Water will help. Drinking, laying, bathing, you know? Good to see you again. And, yeah. Oh, good. Yay. I want you to just be that lady, you know?